This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social, and I'm delighted to be joined by trainer Dave Coldwell as always. Dave, how are you?
I'm alright, mate, how are you?
I'm all good, thanks, good to hear you doing well. Obviously, we're down here today for the press conference ahead of Saturday night. Your first fight teaming up with Derek Chisora. Just talking about your excitement to see Derek in the ring now.
Yeah, you know what, we've worked really well. It's been really good to coach. It surprised me. There's been no hiccups, no bumping of heads. It's been a really good camp, and now we've just got to go and fight. That's it.
Yeah, that's something that I think when Derek teamed up with you, there was unsure of him, a sense that he's moving up to Rotherham or Sheffield and trying to adjust to that. How has he adjusted to life up north?
He's thrown himself right at it. I think it's one of those things where you can't tiptoe into it. You can't just test the waters. You throw yourself. You're all in or you're not. And he's thrown himself all in, and he's done really well. Yeah, it's been sound.
So talks about Chisora-Gashi then. What are you expecting from him on Saturday night?
Yeah, I'm expecting a tough fight right from the start. You know, we knew that for it to be a big event on a show like this at the O2. Obviously, you got Allen and Brown, which is the main event, but this is just underneath it. And for it to be a fight that's going to be on television, it's going to be a fight that's been looking to progress Derek. He's coming off for a bad knockout loss, and is with a new coach. So you've got to kind of like weigh it up and get the balance right between a real fight and a fight that's just a little bit too big, too dangerous going into for them circumstances. With Gashi, he had three days notice for the last fight with Takam, for his last fight with Takam, and he put up a good fight. It's just that he got tired and then faded and then he got done. But I seen him against Schwartz. I watched him against Schwartz anyway, so I knew who he was. And in that fight, bear in mind Schwartz is the guy that's fighting Tyson Fury next. He gave him a hell of a tough night. And then he just, like I said, he got himself disqualified. But you can see he's trained. He's been in really good shape. He's prepared for this fight, and he'll be looking at Derek Chisora as a washed-up Derek Chisora because he got knocked out last time. He's old. He's been around a long time. He looked old in the Takam fight, even though he knocked him out. He's thinking Chisora is a gatekeeper towards for the big names and the big fights. If I beat him, I'm there. So this is a dangerous fight. It's a big fight. Derek's got to be switched on, and I know he will be. I haven't got any issues with that. I know, sometimes in the past he can't be bothered and he goes through these motions and it looks terrible. No, I don't expect that. And I think we're in for a good fight, but ultimately I'm expecting Derek to beat him.
Derek's become accustomed to being associated with someone who's going to go in and have a war. Is that something which you can't train out of him at this day and age, at this stage of his career? But no. Is it something that you expect him to try maybe put to the side on Saturday night? No,
the worst thing you can do with a fighter that's at this stage of his career and been around for so long and it's ingrained in him a certain style, a certain element of mentality of fighting, is trying to reinvent the wheel and try and put too many different things to him, and I'm going to do this, he's going to be like this now, he's a new man, he's a new machine. That's all bollocks. What you've got to be is you've got to look at what he's doing fundamentally wrong and try and correct them. Some basic shit really, rather than just walking in, swinging away. Be a bit more intelligent in your attacks. Yes, still walk you down and still look to seek and destroy you, because that's what he is. He wants to go out there and wants to take you out. So you still need to be able to do that. You can't take that away from him. But let's try and be a little bit smarter, a little bit cuter, because the better fighters, every time you've stepped up, the better fighters kind of see those shots that are coming. You're not having the success. You're having the success until that level. When you step out of that level, then they're finding you out. And it's a repeating pattern. Also, heavyweight boxing, you can't afford to keep taking bombs. You can't afford to keep just getting involved in a war just for the sake of it. You have to be smart in it. You can have wars, but be a little bit smarter in them. You can go out there to try and knock people out, but with a little bit of thought behind it. And that's all I'm trying to do with him, really. Just make him a little bit. Let's prolong your career a little bit, And so he's not going to go out there and start being all silky smooth like Jordan Gill. He's going to go out there and be Derek Chisora, but maybe perhaps things that he used to be able, I don't know, he go through his old fights maybe then a little bit more like what he used to be like. If he can do that now in the fight situation, then then that's what it is. He's a good fighter. He's been a great fighter for years. He's operated at the top level for years. It's just that you have to be a little bit smarter as you get older.
I know you'd have watched the Dillian versus Derek fight back now just to see what exactly you're going to be working with. If you was in his corner, what would you have done differently? Or have you seen enough in Derek? Say if I was to have fought.
That's nothing. Listen, the training team and the corner team that he had before, Don Charles and the guys that looked after him before, have done a great job on his career. Because look at what he's achieved in his career. All it is now he's 35 years old, coming to that stage of his career where it might be mental, where he just needed a little bit of a kick up the arse and a little bit, maybe somebody like Derek, with Derek's personality, maybe that when he's very familiar around you, he feels he can get away with certain things, and maybe so he'll do things his way. I wasn't in them camps, so I don't know. So, but I'm just guessing. Maybe he feels as though he can get away with it because he's known you for years. You're like a father to him. Sometimes it's like our kids. With when a parent tells a kid this, don't really sink in. A complete stranger or somebody from the outside says, if you do this, do that, and they think about it more, And I think with Derek, I think that's all it was really. He's had a great career with Don Charles and people like that he's worked with, the whole team that he's worked with throughout his career. Just needs freshening up. There comes a point in a fighter's career that they just need freshening up, and maybe that's what it is.
And obviously, the headline fight for Saturday night is Dave Allen versus Lucas Brown. Firstly, what are your thoughts on that?
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be. You don't know what's going to happen, do you? Really. I seen Lucas Brown's last fight, and it didn't look great. I think that's fair to say. I think you won't mind me saying it didn't look great. You saw Dave Allen's last fight; it didn't look great, but Dave Allen now looks like a different machine. He looks like a different animal, and he's got he's had opportunities before, and our bugbear with him. We love him as a person. I think he's a great character. You cannot not like him, but you can be pissed off with him because he keeps getting these opportunities that other fighters would love to have, and he just, like he said there, he's not training. There's no excuse for that. But that's in the past. He's turned over a new leaf. It's like when a kid, when a kid's been a bad kid in the past, in and out of prison. Like John Harding was telling his story. He's turned over a new leaf. Right, let's judge him from now on. So now I'm gonna sit back on Saturday. I'm gonna judge Dave Allen from now on. I'm gonna look at what he was in the past. Let's see. Now you've been training properly. You look in great shape. You're talking right. You've got your head on the job. Now you have this big opportunity. Go out and show us what we've seen. Because I've seen him in sparring over the years. I know this kid can fight, and I know he's tough, but he can fight. He is a good fighter. Now he's just got to show the world, and this is your opportunity on Saturday night. Go out and take it with two hands, and then your career just goes to a level that you never even dreamed of. I'm expecting him to win. I'm expecting him to win in style tournaments.
Now, sticking with the heavyweights away from this card, the big news yesterday, Jarrell Miller failing his VADA test. Your thoughts on that?
From what I've heard, I actually got told about this drug that the code, what it's GW, whatever it is. Yeah, it's on. Yeah. That's what they're calling it. The code. I got told about the code about it by one of the guys a few weeks ago. About watch how this starts creeping into boxing, and it's worrying. But it's great that he's got caught up on it. His game is all about endurance, and because you look at him, he's 300-pound plus guy, massive. And he's just coming forward, throwing punches. He's got quite a good work rate for a guy at that sort of weight. And you're thinking, how does somebody get to that point? Well, if you're taking gear that's going to help you with your endurance, then that's going to help you. That's a big factor. And that is his all he can do with AJ. He can't outbox AJ. It's about, if he can keep it on him and make it. I've always said, if he can take a shot, then he's a problem in that division because of his work rate, because he keeps coming forward at you. and something like AJ gets tired, then it's interesting. So he's taking shit like that so he can make sure that he can outlast AJ. That's just straight up cheating, you know. So there's no way that you can be allowed to have this fight. It's a difficult thing because you can't just ban him for life. In an ideal world, yeah, ban him for life. But then there's certain circumstances. It's like Dylan got done by Jack whatever it were, Jack 3D, which was a drink that only got banned about 2 weeks before, which you can buy off for a shelf. There are things you can go and buy off for a shelf that your mate would get training at Bannatyne's, and you don't think about, oh yeah, I'll have that, and then you fail a drug test. You have to know what it is, and the specific performance enhancing drugs that people are taking purposely to cheat, they need to be banned properly. You know, you need tougher clampdowns. So you have someone like Dylan that got done for about, I think, was it 2 years?
Yeah.
Got done for 2 years, and then you have others that'll get done for taking worse things. Might have been done for 6 months, 9 months. There's no consistency. It's like you need. I think you need to, and I ain't got an answer for it. And it's not black and white. You know, you've got other fighters that have failed other things. I think they need to be categorised. You know, like in police, in law, they categorise certain drugs like marijuana to cocaine to heroin, categories A, B, C, D. Figure out the drugs that make difference to the fighters, what it does for the fighters. Categorise them, and then bring in a penalty that fits that category. So if you're taking a heavy performance enhancing drug, then that needs to be like years, right? And I'm not talking about a couple of years, a few years. So it's making an impact on their career, so a proper impact on their career. If you break your hand, you're out for 9 months or whatever like that, right? You resume your career. So if you get a ban from taking a drug, you're banned for 9 months, a year. It's only like being out for a year. Half of these boxers on here haven't boxed for about 9 months because of injuries. So it's only like being out for an injury. So they're probably going to think, well, if I get caught, I'm out for a few months, then I'm back. But if you're out for 2, 3, 4 years for getting caught for the first time, that might make them think, hang on a minute, that's not worth my risk. And then they come back. Like if you commit a crime, a burglary, or whatever, you go away for a while, you come back, you go back, your job, you can get a job, then it's your employer's opportunity of whether they give you a job with a criminal record or not. Same as these promoters, they've got to then decide, shall I give him, they need to be a little bit tougher. Should he get a big opportunity or not? Or put him back to the back of the queue, not just straight back in, like a Luis Ortiz or people like that, straight back in, and everyone's talking about Luis Ortiz or he's the next. So you've got, what's his face, Miller getting banned and people saying Ortiz step in. Ortiz has failed about 2-3 times. Right? If you fail more than once, ban for life. It's my opinion. People probably say I'm talking shit. Fail once, categorise it, what it is, length of the ban, you know, Jack 3D or something like that. That's you've got to be stupid because you've not checked what's on the ban list. A few months a year, do you know what I mean? Something like that. Then the next level up, a couple of years. Then the next level up, 4 or 5 years. If you fail twice on whatever it is, then ban for life. No excuse. That's it.
You've just given a brilliant breakdown on the entire situation there, Dave. So my final question is, who would you like to see AJ step in with?
I don't know, it's difficult. I've heard people saying Dylan White, but I'm just being selfish on a fan point of view. AJ and Dylan White, I want it to be in Britain, for British fans. Forget what, in New York. I want it to be something like that, because that's a massive fight, it's a huge fight. I don't know. I think who will get it is probably the Polish guy. Yeah, the only thing is aesthetically it doesn't look good because you can have body beautiful AJ who looks like some sort of marble stonework that's been chipped away, and then you can have this guy that looks like a sack of spuds. He can fight because he can punch, he can fight, but he's a prospect, but he looks awful. So I don't know if that looks right, if that stacks up right. I don't know. There's a few names that have been thrown in the hat.
Would you be interested if the fight was offered to Derek if he came through on Saturday night?
That's nothing to do with me. That's David Hayes' job. He's his manager. We've got a job on Saturday night, and trust me, people look at people's records and think, oh, that's an easy fight for Derek. Oh, it's a shit card. It's this, is it? No, that's a tough fight. You have to understand the stages of fighters' careers, right? That's a tough fight. We have to get past Saturday night. Let's get past Saturday night. See how it looks on Saturday night, and then let's have a look at it. Let's see. But you know, I know Derek said that he would jump at that. David Hayes spoke to Eddie and said they would jump at that. You know. But we've got to get past Saturday night, because if it doesn't happen on Saturday night, then it's all done and dusted.
So there's a Boxing Social exclusive there, June 1st, Chisora versus Joshua.
No, like I said, they've all said that they want the fight, but that's got nothing to do with me, and I just want to win Saturday night. That's it. That's all.
Well, Dave Coldwell, as always, I appreciate your time. I know you've got other people waiting to speak to you, so thanks for being to Boxing Social.
Nice one, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.